Hello again. Here we have a Fiat 500 with engine code 312A1000, which smokes like a chimney. I have taken out the spark plugs, and as you can see, they are full of oil, especially the third and fourth cylinder. First and second cylinders are a little bit better, but not good overall. First thing, I will take a cylinder compression test to see where we're at with this engine. Let's see the first cylinder. Wide open throttle and crank the engine. And it's about 165. Let's see the second. $170. The third. $180, but struggling. And the fourth. $165. Even though the compression test numbers are not bad, they are quite similar to the ones stated by the factory. We see that the engine struggles to build compression. It means it needs more revolutions to build the pressure in the cylinder, and it's not normal. So the engine is out on the stand and ready to be torn to pieces. In a case like this, a quite common reason for the oil consumption is the turbocharger. Here we see that the turbo housing is full of oil, which of course can reach the turbo from other reasons, not the turbo seals, the turbocharger seals. It might be the cylinders, it might be the oil return line, maybe clogged, or something else. We'll see. So, time to start the teardown. First, we start with the peripherals, and when the engine is clean of them, we will see what we'll find. This turbo unit has been changed not too long ago, so it should not be the culprit of so much smoke. But as you As you might see, the inlet of the turbine housing is full of fresh oil, so maybe it's coming from cylinders and not the turbo unit. Let's see here. Cylinders third and fourth are full of fresh oil. I don't know if you can see. Let's take the flashlight. Hopefully you can see the oil in the ports are fresh. They are very wet. But the first and second cylinders are quite better. They're at least dry. Let's have a better look at the spark plugs. As you remember, the spark plugs of the third and fourth cylinders were full of oil. They are quite wet, as you can see, which means that these cylinders burn a quite amount of oil. Second is a lot better, and first also better than third and fourth. So let's continue. The current owner said that when he bought the car, it was converted to LPG, but because he didn't want it, uh, he went to a fellow mechanic to take the whole system of the LPG off the engine. And here is how he blocked the holes for the LPG injectors in the runners. He put bolts, but he didn't consider to use shorter bolts or even cut them to not to protrude in the runners. No, great practice. Here is a broken piece of the water pump impeller, still in there, in the pipe. I don't know if it's from the existing water pump or a previous one and some mechanic didn't take it out. I don't know, we will see. Here we see that this engine was not been treated very nicely its entire life. The oil changes were not so frequent, that's why it's heavily varnished. There is too much oil deposits in the entire inner surface of the aluminium. The valve train does not seem so tormented, but it's not in good shape. Let's see the pistons. The pistons don't seem too bad given the mileage. The cylinder walls show somewhere in the upper part, as you can see, but the honing marks are still present and quite visible, even the 200,000 kilometers of the engine. And the top side of the pistons is quite clean, I would say. Generally, I don't see any significant wear in the cylinder bores to justify the excessive smoke of this engine, so the problem must be below, maybe the pistons. We will see. Here is the water pump. As it seems, the broken part we found earlier was not from this one, so it was from a previous water pump that had broken, and this piece was still inside the coolant pipes. More oil varnish. The entire surface of the inner surface of this engine is varnished from cooked oil. So, the crankshaft bearings have significant wear on them, and this particular one is missing some chunks in the sides. I don't know where they go. We didn't find them in the oil pan, and I don't know how they are caused, since the crankshaft journals has no damage on them, not visible at least. You see, it's quite deep. It's almost the entire bearing missing. The crank journals is in fairly good shape. I will not say that they don't need checking in the machine shop. At least they need polishing, but not something terrible. And surely the middle one is in quite good condition, given its bearing. The connecting rod bearings also have visible wear. Too many scratch marks, and I will not say that this is quite common for the mileage. And now the pistons. The pistons is in quite bad shape. Obvious marks on the side skirts, and too much oil, too much cooked oil between the piston rings. That's the cause of too much blow by to the crankcase. And you can see these marks in the piston crown is from scrubbing to the cylinder walls. That's lack of lubrication and excessive load, of course. As you can see, all the pistons has the same marks. It's quite bad. These pistons were scrubbing in the cylinder walls way too long, and in this particular piston the ring gland is in terrible shape, and it's from the third cylinder, which along with the fourth burned too much oil. If you remember, the third and fourth exhaust runners were soaked in it. So now it's the machine shop's turn to refurbish this engine, bore and hone the cylinder block, put new pistons, and get everything ready for a second part video, which will be the assembly of this entire engine. And if you like this video, please subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.